Access granted.
In this 8th example, I'm going to explain how to use the Raspberry Pi Pico onboard temperature sensor and display its value on the OLED display module. I'm going to use this temperature sensor for monitoring the ambient temperature. I don't know if this sensor is going to give me the exact value as it's directly mounted on the Pico board, as it may sense some heat from the board. This temperature sensor can be quite useful in situations when used in high temperature areas. So this sensor can monitor the Pico board temperature, and when the temperature exceeds a predefined value, a fan or other cooling system is automatically turned on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the circuit diagram. For this project, you only need to interface the OLED display module with the Raspberry Pi Pico. The connections I have already explained in example number 5. Now, you might be thinking to which pin this onboard temperature sensor is connected. This onboard temperature sensor is connected to one of the ADCs or analog to digital converters. The temperature sensor does not have a physical pin in the board but is accessed as ADC4. This onboard temperature sensor works by delivering a voltage to the ADC4 pin that is proportional to the temperature. If you check the Raspberry Pi Pico datasheet, you will find that a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius delivers a voltage of 0.706 volts. In the RP2040 Pico board, the ADC pin support 12 bits, which means that the value can go from 0 to 4095. But the MicroPython code can scale the ADC values to a 16-bit range, so we effectively get the range from 0 to 65,535. The microcontroller works at 3.3 volts, which means that the ADC pin will return a value of 65,535 when 3.3 volt is applied to it, or 0 when there is no voltage. We can obtain all the in-between values when the voltage applied to the pin is between 0 and 3.3 volts. Let's take a look at the code and you will get the idea. Now you should be able to understand why am I using ADC4 and why am I dividing 3.3 volt by 65,535. As I explained earlier, if you check the Raspberry Pi Pico datasheet, you will find that a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius delivers a voltage of 0.706 volts. So that's why you can see these numbers, and then this value is used to convert the temperature reading into Celsius. So that's all about the code, and now let's run this code.